What's good? What's good, Three in the Key family? Man, I'm the host that's been bumping Drake and Party Next Door new album. Number one album, bruh. They try to kill off the boy, but the boy prevails. They try to kill off the boy. So, look, man. Well, before we hop into it, please subscribe to Three in the Key. Hit the like button. Send the video to a friend. I appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. As y'all know, my name is Kaim, and let's get started, man. We're gonna just hop right in. We're gonna talk about this Denver Nuggets Los Angeles Lakers game. Whew, big ABC game. Final score: Lakers blew them out by 20. Lakers 123, Denver 100. So we're gonna break down some of the main points, some of the main storylines I thought I saw. And then we're gonna get y'all out of here. That's really it. First of all, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope everybody is feeling, spiritually connected today. Hope y'all going somewhere and, minding the Sabbath. But let's hop right in, man. Let's hop right in. Y'all see it on the bottom of the screen. Matter of fact, y'all seeing it more than me. Let me change this so I can be above my title. There we go. Golly. Bear with me. I'm not a pro. But look, Luka Magic finally shows up in LA. Luka Dončić, the real Luka Dončić, not that guy I've been seeing against the Jazz a couple of times, the Hornets, where we go 1-2 against two of the worst teams in the league with Luka. And I might fall into saying I try not to do that. I understand as a grown man, I do not play for the Lakers. I don't. I hear people doing that all the time. Like, what you mean we? You better get your work done. I just got a work email. As soon as I get off here, I actually have a job. Asking me to do something. Bear with me. I'm a fan. I'm a real fan. So I might fall into saying we. But if I say we, I'm talking about the Lakers. If I say them, I'm talking about the Nuggets. So Luka comes out, puts up 30. His first 30-plus game. Matter of fact, let's look at the box score. 32 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals. 4 steals. That's for Nico Harrison. Defense wins championships. Now, let's be fair. I did see the Lakers lose to the Charlotte Hornets of all teams. Just in the final play, after boom, we cut it to 1. Was it after Bron cut it to 1 with a 3? It might have been before that, where LaMelo mixes him up, crosses him up, gets to the lane, hits a tough layup. What are you going to do, though? That's one of the best players in the league. So we come out in the first quarter and immediately see Luka rocking. So actually, I'm about to just share the box score and let's get into this. Boom. So, like we talked about, Luka had 32, was a plus 20 on the night. What I really like to see, though, in terms of him finding his rhythm, was the 8 for 8 from the free throw line and the 4 for 9 from 3. So Luka's percentage in his first 3 games with the Lakers has been less than 40%. Not 3-point percentage, field goal percentage. Less than 40%. So it's great to see him. I mean, he still shot less than 50% on 10 for 22, but hey, that's Luka. What are you going to do? It's LeBron with the efficient 11 for 19. Luka made every free throw, got to the line 8 times. First of all, led the team in free throw attempts, led the team in shots, led the team tie for the lead in 3-pointers made. And this is what I wanted to see. So the first point was that it looks like in the first quarter, and they mentioned it throughout the broadcast, Richard Jefferson and Mike Breen Dorsberg, they did a good job. They mentioned that before the game, JJ Redick talked about Luka having a blackout moment. He wanted to see the killer. Who is this Luka that we really traded for? We haven't seen him yet. Now, he missed a lot of time because of the calf injury. He got traded, and we don't talk about the human thing, but these boys have to pick up their lives and move them very fast. They get traded today. It's a Sunday. By Tuesday, they're in a new city, showing up to work every day. Their office place has changed. So it's been a lot going on. I don't blame Luka for the slow start. I actually think there'll still be some slow games, even though he broke out here. And JJ talked about pushing Luka, challenging Luka to really show up. And I think Luka took that to heart. He came out in that first quarter firing. Firing away, taking a step back. He had that one where he just dribbled up the left side of the court. And for no reason, stepped back, launched it. Bang. And I'm not even talking. No, this one might not have been a step back. He dribbled into this one. That was a few plays before. Then is the one that went crazy on social media where he had the tough step back to his left. knocked it out. JJ Redick talked about after the game, Luka was screaming. I think today is what we needed to see. What I mean by that is Luka felt like the offensive leader of the team. Now, I think in transition, if you have an opportunity to push with numbers, you get the ball to LeBron, let him push. He's still one of the top 5 or 6 guys in transition in terms of passing, scoring. He has a lot of respect from the referee, so they're not going to call the charge on him very often. So you want to get it to LeBron when you can run, but in the half court, I actually want to see Luka take more shots. I want to see Luka average more points. Even AD was averaging more points than LeBron before they traded AD, and Luka is one of the top offensive players in the league. If the league was only offense, Luka would probably be a top 2 guy. I think I would take Jokic than Luka on offense only. So that I was very happy to see he came out and looked comfortable, even taking bad shots, because part of Luka's game is taking bad shots. Part of a lot of superstars' game, if you really look at it, is taking tough shots that they can make. It's a bad shot for you. It's a back-breaking shot for them because the other team, it puts in their mind there's nothing we can do. So the biggest recent example of this was Steph Curry in the gold medal game in the Olympics, just launching over France. Boom, boom, boom. Mix it up, step back to the right, over Batum, over a bunch of defenders, launches a fadeaway three-pointer from 2 or 3 feet behind the three-point line. Cash. So I liked how the first quarter went. Then LeBron sat in the first quarter and something very interesting happened. The initial lead in this game, so the Lakers won the first quarter, you guys can see 38-31, and I'll come back to the box score. But the Lakers came out in the first quarter and won by 7. That initial separation was actually created when LeBron went to the bench, and it was a Luka-led lineup. And what I actually thought was, I saw a team, by the way, this isn't just an individual thing for Luka. I saw a team when LeBron took his first stint on the bench in the first quarter that played with significantly more energy, played with significantly more character. And I think that's because LeBron is LeBron. So he actually does not have to go die for every loose ball. He's not going to. He's 40. It could be a thing about injury. It could be a thing about fatigue, or it could be, a lack of urgency. Just being fair. I don't know which one it is, but we know LeBron will miss a rotation on defense. And we know Luka will too at times, but I feel like in this new environment, with him still having something to prove, him trying to play himself back into shape, I feel like we saw a Luka that did his job, which means just be a part of that team running hard. So when I think LeBron went to the bench, let's also give credit where credit's due. I think Dorian Finney-Smith came in, and they always talk about how DFS is a winning player. He gives energy to the team. So I like the energy that they play with, the energy on defense, the energy on the boards. And I feel like after that, when LeBron did come back in, obviously second through fourth quarter, he was able to match the team's energy. So I feel like that first drive of energy was created, 1, when LeBron went to the bench, and then 2, Vando coming in. So the first thing I noticed was Luka. He had nearly triple-double, 32, 10, 7, 4 steals, and a block. That's amazing. Only 1 turnover in the night, plus 20. I want to highlight Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt didn't play much and had 5 fouls. Vanderbilt annoyed the other team and was getting them out of character. Vanderbilt got the tech called on, was it Strother? Julian Strother? I can't exactly remember. He got the tech called on Strother. He got the offensive foul called on Jokic. Both of those 2 plays in the first half were actually retaliation plays. Vanderbilt had created contact first. Now, it wasn't egregious contact, just regular basketball, but it's annoying. It's annoying to play against that. And I think Vando was the ringleader, but I give credit to JJ Redick and the whole team as a whole. They came out and said, we're going to be physical. We're going to rough you up, and we're going to put pressure on refs to make the call. And the refs they let more and more go as the game went on. In the beginning of the game, they were calling it. And the Nuggets got into the bonus both quarters in the first half. Luka got a tech at the end of the first half. Lakers were mad. It was a lot going on, but let's be real. The Lakers were being ultra physical, and they made it so that the refs couldn't call every single call. Every time Jokic tried to get through the paint, Rui's bumping him, Austin's bumping him, Bron's bumping him, Vando's for sure bumping him. All those things happened. That was absolutely great to see. Good choices there. After Vando, I think the first half really showed, or really the whole game. The whole game showed me that it will be unfair offensively to be able to go to a team that always has either Luka or LeBron on the court. So one thing that I like significantly, after LeBron went out in the first quarter, Luka played almost the entire first quarter. He did go out for about a minute and a half at the end, came back in, and while LeBron's on the court at the beginning of the second quarter, they're hooping a little bit. The Lakers won the first quarter and the second quarter. Luka gets up off the bench. I remember I'm watching the game, and I tell my boy, I'm like, bro, that's Luka coming up to the scorer's table. So that's not fair. That's not fair to have a team. Like, imagine you're playing 2K. Your opponent, bro, they have LeBron. Boom, boom, boom. Especially on 2K. That's dominant. That's hard to stop. Then when you sub out LeBron, he brings in Luka. The ability to have that level of offensive talent on the floor at all times, I do think, not even I think, it raises the Lakers' offensive ceiling. And if they can do what they did defensively, which I'm going to talk about next, against Jokic, they did it against Cat recently in the Knicks game before Luka got here, but after AD had gone, they did it against, I'll give them credit for the Clippers. Zubac isn't the same level of big, but the Lakers' biggest hole right now is clearly big. They obviously start Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes only played 25 minutes. Well, only played 25 minutes. But then Alex Lynn, Trey Jemison, who else they got over there? Koloko. It might be it in terms of centers. Those are G League guys. And God bless Alex Lynn. Alex Lynn, bruh. It's weird because he's a name I've heard ever since I've been a basketball fan. He's had a long, not outstanding, but a long, fruitful career in the league. And he looks like a chicken with his head cut off. It's not good. Their big rotation is not good. However, they were able to slow down Jokic. They were significantly able to slow down Jokic. So let's bring the box back up, because I'm going to take a break and talk about the Lakers defense, but also give Jokic his shine, and give the shine on the Nuggets for a bit. So Jokic had 12 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. They did force him into 6 turnovers, 8 for 10 from the line, led his team in free throw attempts, knocked down almost all of them. 2 for 7 from the field. So only attempted 7 shots. So Westbrook took more, Murray took more, Porter took more, Gordon took more. And trust me, the Lakers love this box score. The Lakers love the fact that Westbrook led the team in shot attempts and Gordon was second. That was their plan. Their plan the whole time was leave Gordon, leave Westbrook, and Gordon and Westbrook actually made them pay. Gordon and Westbrook were 7 for 14 from 3. That's 50. That's outstanding. That's not just okay. That's great. And they still got blasted by 23 because those shots were taking away shots from more deadly offensive weapons from Porter, from Murray, from Jokic. You love the fact that Murray, Porter, and Jokic all took less shots than Gordon and Westbrook. The Lakers will do that again. So shout out JJ Redick for that. He also started the game interesting. He started the game with Rui on Jokic and LeBron on Murray. Not really to guard him, but more so to be ready to switch in any pick and roll scenarios. And they just crowded. They crowded Jokic all night. First of all, they fronted him all night. And yes, there were some breakdowns here and there. There was a flurry of plays in the second quarter and then again in the third quarter where Jokic would get the ball in the high post. There would be a significant amount of over help coming, which they were trying to do. Like they would make the entry pass. The Lakers are coming so that Jokic can see 2 or 3 bodies. But the Nuggets are so good at cutting along the baseline, cutting and clearing out space for the corner to really make that. This is for those real ball knowers. Y'all know what's going on here. Sometimes when you're loading up the strong side of the floor, strong side is the guy with the ball. Your defensive guy on the weak side is kind of splitting the difference sometimes between a wing player and a corner player. But what the Nuggets do a lot of time is between a corner player and a dunker spot player. So, and you're kind of in no man's land when it's Jokic. When it's a regular guy, they might telegraph the pass a little bit. They might have to make the pass kind of slow and looping. Jokic is too elite. He's too surgical. So when you're kind of splitting that difference between the corner and the dunker spot under the basket, that guy in the dunker spot, whether it's Gordon, whether it's Christian Brown, whether it's every now and again Murray every now and again, or Westbrook, they're going to get that pass down there. So there were definitely a couple times where there was overhelping. The guy didn't rotate all the way down to the baseline, which, if he had rotated all the way down to the baseline, Jokic just kick into the corner and he can make that pass too. So Jokic has you over a barrel, which leads me to my third point. Luka showed up. He looked great, and they even looked better when it was a Luka-led team and LeBron went to the bench for the first stint. 2, Vando and the team as a whole decided to play with serious physicality. The Lakers came in here and played a playoff game. 3, and this is crazy, and this is on a whole nother wave. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world, and if it wasn't for this bull jive narrative thing that I hate and don't think it makes any sense and it takes away from the sport, Nikola Jokic would be winning MVP again this year. And this isn't about putting down Shea. Shea is elite. His team is elite. They're winning the game. But Nikola Jokic had, for all intents and purposes, a bad game. Didn't hit the 1-3 he took. Was 2 for 7 from the field. They limited him to 7 shots. His bad game is a triple-double. Nikola Jokic's bad game is an average Draymond Green game, and Draymond Green is a borderline Hall of Famer. Literally. That's what he does, because he brings an increased level of shot making with a decreased level of a defensive impact that Draymond makes, but he's also 7 feet tall. So Nikola Jokic being held in check, one of his worst games, the Lakers are not going to be able to do this every game if it's the playoffs, is Draymond Green. And I just quickly, as many chances as I get, if you guys listen to our previous episodes, I've called Jokic, in my opinion, I won't say greatest. Greatest has a lot of accolades to it, a lot of mystique to it. I think Jokic is arguably the best big man to play the game. Ever. I know y'all. I know that's blasphemous. I know Bill Russell has 11. I know Shaq is the most dominant. I know, but brothers, Nikola Jokic is top 5 in the NBA right now in points, in rebounds, in assists, and in 3-point percentage. This is a center. So this is not for a big. He's not top 5 for a big in assists. He's top 5 in the league. Not top 5 for a big in 3-point. He's top 5 in the league. So I've never seen anything like what this player is able to do. You guard him 1-on-1 with a very strong player. He can shoot over the top, whether it's the 3 or the mid-range. He had a beautiful, after the Lakers played great defense. I think it was Rui gets him kind of on the right block, like right mid-post, and Jokic just backs him down. Nothing else is open. The Lakers are staying home. And he just turns around, hits the turnaround jumper like Dirk. That's easy for him. It's a good shot for him. You play him with somebody a little bit less strong, he's going to bully you, get to the tip in. He's a dominant offensive rebounder. He had, 4 offensive rebounds last night. The guy runs the floor. He's not gonna very often have 6 turnovers. This dude is a legend. I don't know if it's because there's this narrative going around that he doesn't care about basketball. I don't know if it's because he's not from America. I don't know if it's because bigs are like not as fun. You know what I'm saying? Like most people's favorite player is not a big, especially most people like 45 and under. A big man is not going to be your favorite player. So I don't know what it is that's dampening the hype that Jokic should have, but he's the best player in the world. And yesterday, in a bad game, really confirmed that to me. So it was good to see him. It was good to see him kind of, I hate to say it, but get held in check and look mortal against my favorite team. He looked mortal. Quick point on the Nuggets while I'm here before we get to the last point. And that or the last couple of points. And that quick point is that shout out Westbrook, shout out Aaron Gordon. Even though I did say it was the game plan, and JJ even said after, he didn't say their names, but he said we had to live with certain things, and those are things we were willing to live with. Westbrook looks like he's found a fit. 17 shots. He looked confident. I remember he hit a 3. They had a screen. He didn't even use the screen. Like, he didn't reject it or use it. The dude went way under, tried to disrespect him. It might have been Goodwin. I don't remember. Shout out Goodwin, 30 on the Lakers. He's good. Russ hits the three and he goes back down the court like, no, no. Like, you're not going to do that. You're not. I'm a pro. Y'all are not going to sit here and disrespect me and act like, but, so shout out him. Shout out Gordon. Gordon had 24. Westbrook had 17. Those are professional players. All 5 of the Nugget starters and Westbrook were all in double figures. So they still, they're formidable. They're very formidable. So shout out to them. And then I'll get to my last 2 takeaways from the game. And I'll tell y'all them both now, and then we'll talk through them. So, this game was treated by at least the Lakers coaching staff, by all the players, and by the referees as a playoff game. This was playoff level intensity. This was playoff level emotions. And 2, what was that other point? Dang, I'm getting old. It was Lakers played like a playoff game. Oh, and the Lakers in a different way. We all know the broadcast kept saying that the Lakers are 1-13 in their last 14, or 2-13 in their last 15 against the Nuggets now. And normally what happens, we saw this all last year in the playoffs. It was a 5-game series. In each and every game, the Lakers led going into halftime. And they lost 4 out of 5. What we saw was a team that couldn't withstand the other team's counterpunch. So the Lakers would make a punch. The Nuggets would counterpunch. And it was very hard for the Lakers to get up off the mat after that. They might keep it even, but they're not going to win the game. And even if they do keep it all the way even, they're going to be a breakdown at the end of the game. Jamal Murray had 2 game winners. Yeah, terrible. So this game, the Lakers were able to respond, though. So those are the 2 things we're going to finish up with. One, this playoff game. There's a point I'm watching in the middle of the third. Like I said, the Nuggets came out of halftime. I think they were down 9. Let's do this math. What's 38 plus 25? 63. And then what's 31 plus 23? 54. So yeah, 9. Dang, I'm a ball knower, bro. I'm a ball knower. Lakers are up by 9 going into the half. Nuggets come out, immediate 8-0 run. Boom, 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 just like that. I've seen this movie before. I saw it in the playoffs all last year. I'm as a fan, my heart's beating. I'm thinking, hey, this is how this goes. But the Lakers were able to snap out of it. Real talk. They showed up. They showed heart. They showed mettle. They were able to snap out of it. They hit a couple of threes. I think DFS had one. I think Rui might have had one, which shout out Rui. Great night for him too. And they broke the lead back up to 6, I think, before Denver called a timeout. And they were kind of able to keep in control from there. I was very proud of that. And I think that specifically Luka, specifically DFS, all the new guys that actually play. So Luka and DFS, even Dalton in a way, even though Dalton didn't play much, they're not scared of the Nuggets because they weren't here. They didn't always lose to the Nuggets. Now, LeBron and AD in Austin, I wouldn't say they're scared, but they know it's a very tough matchup. I remember after they got eliminated, I think the year before last by the Nuggets, LeBron is in the post-game presser with AD like, we just talked to each other in the locker room and said, this might be the best team that we've ever played together. So that's LeBron and AD acknowledging we've been together for 6 years. This team has something that seems unsolvable. And I think bringing in a new superstar, regardless of all the implications of the trade, just brings in some new blood where you're kind of able to, Luka's not scared. Luka's a competitor. Luka's not scared of the Nuggets. And so I think getting some of that, changing the mental. Now the whole team can feel like, oh yeah, we were 1-13. We were bad against the Nuggets for a while. But in the Luka era, we're 1-0. And Richard Jefferson even joked during the broadcast. He was like, so they're undefeated with Luka, right? So I think that brings another level of energy, another level of confidence, and kind of can break the hex of the Nuggets held in the Lakers faster than you would normally be able to. Normally, you would need to win like 5 out of 8 or, 6 out of 10 to really feel like, okay, you're back because you lost so many times. But I think adding Luka, changing the entire dynamic of your team, changes that ability to kind of believe. It's a belief. So you keep playing hard, you keep trusting the process. That shot you have a little bit more confidence in. And then the Lakers also are able to now put out a 5-man lineup. It's not necessarily their best defensive lineup, but they could put out a 5-man lineup where you don't really want to leave anybody. You don't. Like, they could put out a 5-man lineup with LeBron or Luka as the guards, Rui spacing, and then pick your poison. When they go small, you have DFS who can hit open three, or they can go big and have Jackson Hayes, who obviously isn't a 3-point shooter, but they're not going to space him out there. They're going to come have him set the pick and roll hard to the rim. And we saw in the first quarter, Jackson Hayes got 2 layups, easy layups, before Mike Malone had to call a timeout and switch it up. So we just know, well, we don't know, but this is, as a Lakers fan, brings hope that the Lakers will be able to respond to the Nuggets and other teams' pushes. The Lakers have played terrible for like their past 3 games or past 4 games. Well, I won't count this Nuggets game. They played great. But against Portland, against the Jazz, against the Hornets, against the Jazz again, I will say over their past 4 games, they've played poorly and they've still come out with 2 wins. Now, yes, those are, the dregs of the league. These are, teams, tankathon teams. These teams are thinking about Cooper Flag, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. But still, the ability to win a game. Austin had a quote against the Trailblazers where he said, I don't think in years past we would have won this game. There's a certain mettle that it takes to win a game when you're not playing that well. And I think the Lakers might have it a little bit now because over the past month and a half, LeBron's been playing more energized. And now the team just looks like energy bunnies out there, Energizer bunnies. So it was played like a playoff game. Well, no, they were able to withstand that punch, and I was proud. And last but not least, this game was played with playoff level intensity. There was a point I'm watching in the third quarter, and I went on a tangent. I've told y'all about this already, but when I'm watching in that third quarter, as the Nuggets are going on their run and the Lakers are responding, I'm seeing as I look, I'm like, did somebody just get a big dunk? The reason I asked, all the players in the Lakers are standing up, and the Nuggets are on a run. But they cut down the court as the Lakers are on offense. All the Lakers players are standing up. They go back down the court. All the Nuggets players are standing up. Like, it's clutch. It's the third quarter, too. It's not clutch time. It's not, 3 minutes left, close game. It's the third quarter. The Nuggets have thrown a haymaker. Can the Lakers respond? And the teams are standing up, engaged. The refs are letting them play, especially the second half. The first half, it was a lot of calls. The second half, I feel like they said, you know what? We're going to let it ride. There was a time they probably could have given Luka a tech for yelling at them. They decided not to. That was in the fourth quarter. The game was more or less decided, but still, they could have thrown him out. They didn't. I think they let them boys play, and it just reminded me, I like that brand of basketball, man. My friend I was watching the game with yesterday said, I mentioned this to him, hey, it looks like they're playing with higher intensity, higher physicality. He said, I love playoff basketball. I love playoff basketball, and I absolutely agree with that. Letting the game should have more physicality to it. I know people don't like playing me in the YMCA because when I play, I know I'm foul. I don't argue. I'm not that guy that argues when I get a foul called on me because I'm trying to make the game physical. I'm a physical player. I genuinely want to put pressure on you as a ball handler. I'm going to make you swipe my hand away. I'm going to make you go through. And if you knock into me, I was already touching you. I don't like when the game is played soft or we really treat basketball like a non-contact sport. I like when both teams are able to play hard. And I feel like that's what we got in the whole second half of the game yesterday. And I was happy that without a real starting level big man, the Lakers were able to withstand that kind of game. So playoff level of intensity, man. Playoff level game plan by JJ Redick, especially on the defensive end. Luka effing Dončić showed up, and that's what you want to see. This might be fun to watch. I'm not ready to proclaim to the mountaintops championship, this and that, but I can say this is going to be fun to watch, and I definitely cannot wait to see what Luka and LeBron do together. So talk to me, man. Talk to me in the comments about if y'all think Luka will actually be able to take the most shots on this team going forward, or if y'all think LeBron's going to eventually kind of reassert himself in the offense. Talk to me about that. Talk to me about how far you think the Lakers can go. Talk to me about anything that y'all want to hear about, and even talk to me about this format, this new kind of a post-game show format. It's something I'll just do for interesting games. I'm sure Jeremiah and Grant will hop in interesting games too. These guys watch more hoops than me. Grant watches way more college hoops than me. So we're just trying to do some new things. But I love breaking it down, man. I love breaking it down with y'all. Don't forget yet again to like, to subscribe, to share. We're also in podcast form. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, anywhere where you find podcasts. You find us. I appreciate y'all listening. I'm Kaim, and I'll see y'all next time.
Powered by Riverside.